First, I want to say a huge and happy 2020. And isn't it so great to be in this brand new decade? And let's hope we are going to go upward and onward. But there is a big major thing that I want to talk to you about today. I want to talk to you today about. Let's just cue the intro. Hi, Fee here, the healthy vegan author and creator of the Gold Card Vegan Resource Site. Now, right at the top here, I want to say it's really great to be back on good old YouTube again. I know you haven't seen me for a while, and that's because I've been finishing off my latest book. Ta-da! The Rise of the Modern Vegan. Now, this is a proof copy. It's got not for sale written across there. Then, just because I wanted to make sure that that I haven't any free time, I've built a brand new website. Still got the old one, but the new one is called Gold Card Vegan. I'll leave a link below, and it's a resource website. It's for people who are concerned about the environment, the animals, and or their health. It provides support, encouragement, tools and resources to help them going forward with their plant-based or their vegan journey. So it's an ongoing thing. The goal is to be adding to it just about every day. So along with the website, there is a club as well, which of course has even more stuff. So hence the reason I've not been doing the videos. I've just been pretty focused on these two things towards the end of last year. Well, so much has happened since I last vlogged, and certainly too much to talk about today, but I do want to talk about one thing, and that's the fires in Australia. These fires have been blazing since September of last year, and let's face it, it's a freaking major catastrophe. Now, I live in New Zealand, and we have already seen the sun change colour from the smoke that's coming across. But my daughter and her family live in Australia, just out of Sydney. Now, they're not near the actual fire, but the smoke is a real worry. And I'm concerned about these people being in the smoke and what it's going to be doing to their health long term. Okay, so bushfires and grass fires, they're nothing new. They've been part of the Australian landscape for centuries. You know, many of the native plants are fire prone and they are actually combustible. And the natural ecosystem has evolved to be interactive, you know, with the fires. In fact, many species of plants actually rely on the fires to regenerate. They can be started mainly by lightning, but there is obviously human activity as well. Now, throughout the centuries, or time immemorial, right, the Aborigines would deliberately burn offs. They do burn offs as a way of protecting and managing the land. You know, they had it sussed. They knew what it was about. And this practice continued, but a lot of it was for land to be cleared for agriculture. So it wasn't just for the management of the land, but it was also to be cleared for agriculture. So Australia is also prone to drought, which is another factor in the reason for the fires. But this is where it all kind of comes unstuck. Water has long been siphoned off from major waterways and underground supplies, with 70% going to agriculture, 22% to industries, and a mere 8% for human consumption. There are dams that have been built and closed off the natural flow. So with all of this, it's no wonder the drought has worsened each year. A Chinese company was given approval to mine for water for bottling, while the local residents are having to ration it. Then there's fracking. That's done. Again, to the peril of the local community. So getting back to these mega fires, the whole thing got totally out of whack when environmental activists kind of made enough noise and got the back burning, which is the burn-offs, as I've previously said. They got them stopped, and this was the idea, was to protect the wildlife and the bush or the flora, right? So humans have created this tragedy, but the climate crisis we're now in is fueling the problem. These fires have come earlier than usual, they're more intense than usual, and they're being fanned by high winds. And Australia is only halfway through the fire season. Now, a couple of days ago, they did have a really good downpour of rain, which helped to curb it. Didn't actually put the fires out, or some of them, it put some of them out, but not all of it. But it has given the firefighters kind of like a bit of breathing space in order to, get prepared for the next onslaught that will happen. Now, most people are tending to blame fossil fuel. The huge coal mining that is massive in Australia. It brings in a lot of money. But animal agriculture plays a massive part as well, not only in Australia, but around the world with its use and abuse of land and water. In 2018, a comprehensive analysis was conducted by researchers from the University of Oxford. It explored the relationship between farming and the environment, and they looked at 40,000 farms in 119 different countries. They analysed data from 1,530 studies, and they also had a look at all of the different systems of farming, from factory farming right through to grass-fed. Now, the conclusion was a vegan diet is probably the single biggest way to reduce our impact on planet Earth. Not just greenhouse gases, but global acidification, nitrification, and land and water use. I mean, it's already known that animal agriculture is the single biggest industry responsible for gas emissions. It is a massive user of water, as it takes nearly 9,500 litres of water to produce just half a kilo of meat. Now, a vegan will use less than a third the amount of water that a meat eater uses. Anywho, back in Australia, the fires and water shortage is now bringing the wild animals into built-up areas, and this has brought in the idea that a cull needs to take place. Over 10,000 wild camels and horses are at risk of being shot simply because they are trying to survive. And yet, the meat industry continues to breed hundreds of millions of animals in factory farms, which are consuming billions of litres of fresh water. And that's just in Australia. Around the world, people are incredibly sad about the number of wild animals who have died so far from these fires. And don't get me wrong, so am I. But it's only the vegans who mourn for the billions of animals slaughtered each year, destined for the supermarket shelf. There is no difference between an animal in the wild wanting to live and an animal going to a slaughterhouse. Both have the survival instinct, just as humans do. The plant-based movement, this is a good thing. The plant-based movement is growing, and it's growing fast. As I was writing my book, I couldn't keep up with the new things that were happening, good and bad, especially over the last couple of years. But it's going to take a concentrated effort from many more people to see a decline in an industry that is not only devastating to the animals, but so totally destructive to the environment. Australia is going to take a very long time to recover from these bushfires. I believe it's time for the factory farms to close down. I believe it's time that the water is released back into the natural causeways in order to give the earth a chance to regenerate. Now, one way you can help is to go vegan. Mind you, I can't see Scott Morrison, the Aussie Prime Minister, doing it. But hey, who knows? He's done a wee bit of a turnaround on climate change. And now it's time for the wee bonus fact. So this isn't so much a bonus fact, but it is fact. You know it's Veganuary at the moment, the month where people pledge to go vegan for the month. Thought you might be interested to know that even before January started, 380,000 people had taken the pledge. That's a whopping number, up on the total of last year, which was 250,000. It's a really good sign. This is what I mean by the growth. More and more people are becoming aware of animal suffering and the environment. We are on the way up. We just need to keep pushing. I want to finish with a wee bit from the conclusion of my book, which, by the way, is about this far away from being available. Okay, the vegan trend seems to have taken hold. There is a rising number of products on offer, as well as governments that are seriously looking to make changes in health and environmental policies. Because of this, we can be hopeful we will see more trees planted than cows born in the near future. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you've got something from this video, please share it and give it a thumbs up. And subscribe, clicking the notification bell so you don't miss the next one. Now, YouTube thinks you might like this one, and I think you might like this one, but hey, choice is yours. Remember, have great food, make it whole plant-based, that's it, and be compassionate to all animals, including humans. Bye for now.